Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You were tuned into the first episode of Throw the Hook podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka Five, aka the Guru. And if I'm on the screen, you know VP Shane is gonna be on the screen as well, man. What's up, bro?
It's good to be here, bro. I haven't spoken to you in a while. We haven't spoken about boxing in a while, so I feel like the best place to start is obviously on screen. So it's a good place to
Absolutely.
start.
Absolutely. And I gotta introduce one of the bright boxing minds out here, and there's a lot of fighters that need a bright boxing mind. Coach Ali is in the building. What's going
What
on, Coach?
what up? What's going on?
Everything cool. Everything cool. Hey, Coach. For the people that don't know you, can you kind of introduce yourself and just let them know where you from and who you've worked with in the past?
Oh well, I'm a Indianapolis guy, and I currently work with Toledo Henderson. He's a wait. He's a former NA, NABF champion. I work with James Browning Jr.,
Yeah.
USA team member. Um, I work with several guys. Um, Brock, Desmond Brock. He was a 135-pound fighter for Roy Jones.
Mm,
Uh, just a lot of fighters,
okay.
over the years.
Okay. Hey, listen, we happy to have you on. Any knowledge from a coach's standpoint, Shane and I, we value that heavily. So we definitely looking forward to getting your opinion on some of these fights that's going down tomorrow. But just to cover a little bit of news before we get started, um, everybody's favorite person to hate, Ryan Garcia, actually came out and said he has a title fight with Mario Barrios. Shane, what do you say? February 26th? Is
I
that
don't
February
even. Yeah,
26th?
yeah. I think it's next year, which is funny because apparently Ryan Garcia was one of the people that Jake Paul contacted. So it makes sense for why um Ryan Garcia didn't take the Jake Paul fight because he's got a title fight lined up.
So, so my obvious question is, how do you get a title fight off of a loss? How do you get a title fight off of a bad loss?
Well. Let's be honest. We can say that, but the guy who he's fighting is a guy who we can arguably say lost his last fight, and he also fought someone who was coming off a loss. Pacquiao fought Barrios, and Pacquiao was coming off the Ugas loss, and you could arguably say Pacquiao beat Barrios. So, and I think when he fought Abel Ramos, Ramos was coming off a loss as well. So his three title defenses have been fighters who's coming off a loss.
Yeah.
You know the thing that's crazy, like we're all of us are like traditionalists when it comes down to boxing. So you're supposed to go up the ranks. It's supposed to be a title eliminator, and then you're supposed to get your shot. If you lose, you go back down the ladder. You got to work your
Of
way
course.
back up. That's how it's supposed to go. It seemed like Coach Ali. It seemed like losing the thing to do to get a title shot around these parts. That's what it seemed like.
Well, if you have a large following and you're a ticket seller, uh, that's probably the move. But but for everybody else, it is a big hit on your record. Um, you definitely got to rebuild, but nowadays that's all you have to have is a big following, and and you're gonna be back on the top of things.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We got a couple people in the chat. Aaron Monique, what is going on with you? Brennan Smith is in the building. Said, "Hey people, big shout out to you, Brennan." Uh, said, "It's all money in politics." That is an absolute fact. That is an absolute fact. And Brennan Smith, I was at the Javante Davis Lamont Roach fight. That was a real good fight too. That was a real good fight. Real good fight. But Yeah, coming, yeah, with Ryan Garcia getting the title fight, like, is Ryan Garcia the favorite in that fight?
I'd probably say yeah, he is.
Uh, he probably is because of he's a bigger star than Mario Barrios, and he's probably the biggest draw. Uh huh.
Yeah, because I'm
I,
not high on Barrios,
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think Barrios in his last two fights have looked horrible. I
and I
mean,
think he lost both.
I don't think I could ever bet on Barrios to win a fight because he came off. He fought Pacquiao, who hadn't fought in 3 years, and was coming off a loss, and Pacquiao
Mhm.
gave him the business,
right.
and it
Yeah.
was literally just speed. Like he just couldn't deal with Pacquiao's speed, and I'm like, if you can't deal with Pacquiao's speed, I don't know how you're gonna be able to deal with
Hey,
Ryan.
hey, Shane, that was a reduced speed too.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That was
Right.
he had that was Coach Ali, that was public school zone speed. Pacquiao was showing out there. You know what I mean?
Very
Like
pedestrian.
very pedestrian, yes. Very pedestrian. Yeah, he might be the worst champion in the sport, as far as
It's
I'm
funny you
concerned.
said that because me and my brother was saying that the other day because like they were obviously talking about the 147 division because of Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney this week, and they were just looking at the landscape and it's very difficult to find a fighter that's worse than Barrios. I mean, you could arguably say his two title defenses, he should have lost both of them. He does not have a successful title defense. He won the title and he's had two draws. So he hasn't even successfully won a fight whilst he's been world champion.
Who is he signed to? Is he PBC?
PBC,
He's
PBC.
PBC.
But PBC don't have any, they don't have a broadcaster. So if you look PBC and Top Rank, they've been doing a lot of deals with other promotional companies who do. That's why a few of Top Rank's fighters are fighting on the zone this weekend. I know Navarrete's fighting on the zone. I know a few
Mhm.
fight. I know. I even think Inue's fighting on the zone
Yeah,
in December. So a lot of these guys they don't have a broadcaster, and PBC is the same. You know, other than the Amazon pay-per-view deal that they don't have a weekly broadcaster. So I think Barrios versus Ryan Garcia is also going to be on the zone on the Golden Boy.
Oh,
yeah, and Golden Boy's probably gonna need to put on some cards anyway.
Yeah,
They probably in the
exactly.
red. They probably in the red right now. With the
Yeah,
zone.
I mean, obviously they didn't make a lot of money from the Virgil Lubin fight, so probably not.
Lubin got on my nerves in that fight, yo. I was so annoyed, bro. Like I'm a Lubin fan too. Like he like I'm just
yeah.
like
Well, what struck me in that fight, he immediately went against the ropes, and
yes.
it was a submissive position, and it looked like he just laid down. And also too, I like to observe what's going on in the locker room and everything. I didn't see not one person give Lubin mid work.
I
Mm,
didn't notice that. I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't notice that, coach.
Yeah, I mean, watch the total fight. If the locker room action was filmed, um, but man, you know, it just looked like he was in there by himself.
Hey, coach, you can't come out to the ring with the sombrero
No,
and
no.
get slid on in the second round, coach. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
bro. I felt like that last week when I saw Eubank come to the ring with 50 Cent. I was like, bro, you can't come to the ring with 50 Cent
Bro, listen,
and fight
listen.
like that,
I
bro.
like I like 50 Cent, but it's some people you just can't walk to the ring with. Like, remember when Tank walked in the ring with Jim Jones and Joel Santana?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
this is a
remember.
loss. When he went up against Lamont Roach, I said, yo, Tank might lose this fight just off of the ring walk.
Yeah.
just off the ring walk.
I
You know
remember,
what I
I
mean?
remember, Adrian Broner against Jesse Vargas. He wanted to walk out the ring with Takashi 6ix9ine. Remember?
Yeah. Uh, Fighters, y'all got to do a better job with your rank walks, man. If you can't figure it out, just walk out with your coach. Just walk out with your coach. Put some music on, and we good. We good.
And
You
you
know what I'm
don't
saying?
and you don't need to spend that extra money anyway.
Coach,
Literally.
that can go in your pocket, coach.
Yeah.
That- Absolutely. Oh, we got some people in the chat. Oh, Bruce Gas in the building. He said, "Oh shit, my brothers are back." Big shout out to you, bro,
Yeah.
man.
Big shout out, bro.
Adrian says, "Salute, fellas." Adrian, what's going on with you, bro? Bruce Gas said, "Lubin a shot fighter," and Aaron said that was crazy.
I think
Is
I think Fondora took a lot out of Lubin in that fight. He broke his spirit in that fight.
that
Yeah.
was a yeah, that was a savage fight. That was savage.
It was like I don't think Tim Zoo will ever be the same. He fought Barkram, bro. That guy's done, bro. Tim Zoo's finished.
Tim
Like
Zoo
he will
was
never be the
done.
same.
Tim
Yeah.
Zoo is done. Tim Zoo
Wow.
is done, like for sure. And he was supposed to have been like the top of the top. Like, but
Yeah.
I think matchmaking is well, Shane, we say this all the time. Matchmaking is like 90% of the game.
I mean,
Matchmaking is like 90% of
100%.
the game.
And then timing, matchmaking timing,
Hmm.
you know, you know,
Absolutely.
put the right guys in front of them at the right time. Then um, job with Ortiz, the way
Yeah, I
he sidestepped Boots,
Bro,
yeah, I
I
don't
don't think he's
think
gonna be allowed. I don't think he's gonna be allowed to sidestep Boots. I'll be honest with you.
I well they want a big number. They want a big number, Shane.
The zone said
Hey,
that
even the
we're not
even,
paying for the
hey,
Errol Spence fight.
first that they want is saying that they don't want it because
But
Yeah.
how you can get $10 million and you ain't even made three yet, has he?
no, I don't think
Nah.
so. But
It,
coach, do you know why Ortiz is in a problem? Because the zone, they said they're not putting up money for the Errol Spence fight. So or any fight. The money that they're putting up is for Boots. So you're gonna have to find another broadcaster for your another fight because it's Jeff. If me and you organize a fight, let's say we're paying for um an event on this channel, and then they say we don't want to do this event, we want something else. Well, you can do it somewhere else. Then you can't do it with me because I'm not
right,
paying for that. I,
right.
and I feel like broadcasters need to be a bit more. I'm glad that I'm seeing stuff like this. We see fighters fight guys who they shouldn't be fighting, and the broadcasters said no. I'm not paying for that. We rarely see that in boxing. We rarely see a broadcaster say no. If I'm putting money up, I'm putting money up for this fight.
Right.
And that's a great point because back in the day we had to deal with PBC, Al Heyman, and him really destroying networks by putting up fights, and the networks was just taking the fights.
Yeah,
I
like
remember
Charles
back,
Martin, Luis Ortiz.
yeah, like I'll even go back further than that, Coach Ali. I'm pretty sure you'll probably remember this, but Gary Russell Jr. is the only person to have a main event on HBO, and it was an 8 round fight
Oh
against a
wow.
Wow.
nobody.
Wow.
That was like PBC was at like they take over stage, and Gary Russell had an 8 round fight, and it was a main event.
But this is a similar. I know we haven't got to that stage of the conversation yet, but this is a similar situation with Jake Paul. I was talking to my boy, and we were like, "Why did Jake Paul take the AJ fight?" And the truth is, bro, Netflix have given him a certain amount of money and a certain amount of dates. I want someone who's going to be able to return on my investment. I've invested a lot in this Tank fight. He's pulled out. So you have to give me a name that's going to give me a certain return. It's like if Netflix put money towards a show or to a movie, they expect a certain return. If I put money towards Tank and Tank pulls out, I've done a deal with you, Jake Paul. So you're gonna have to give me a name that's at the same level. You can't give me a name that's not big enough because I've given you a certain amount of money. So it's almost like he's been
All about
forced.
returning, the returning on investment. You
Exactly. It's almost like he's forced to fight AJ. I need to find some who in boxing right now, Jeff, has a big. You got Ryan Garcia has a big name. You have Canelo Crawford who could have just fought, and then you got Tank. Who else has a big name in boxing, bro? He has to find someone of an adequate name, and AJ has a big enough name.
right.
I wonder where the nearest hospital is.
Hmm.
Where they fighting? They fighting in Miami, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I wonder where the nearest hospital is.
bro, it's got to be close.
Uh,
Yeah, it got to be close.
it's
It,
gotta
it got to be close. Cause when AJ land, oh my god,
He can land a
the
punch that doesn't even land. He can just land on a guard. He's gonna knock you down.
because you can say what you want about AJ. Everybody tells you the man can crack. The
Facts.
man can crack.
Even when he gets knocked out, he got knocked out by Ruiz, but dropped Ruiz. He got knocked out by Dubois, but he rocked Dubois. You know, so he can crack, bro.
man, man. I remember when Klitschko fought him. Uh,
Yeah.
brother, brother Bashir told me. He said Ali, uh, AJ is going to win the fight, but he's going to get he said he's going to have to get off the floor to win it. And I said, damn, and damn if he didn't. Damn if he
That
didn't, man.
Was Ali Bashir working with Klitschko at the time?
Huh?
Was Ali Bashir working with Klitschko at the time?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought so
mm,
because I was like, I know
yeah.
he was working with Jonathan Banks. So I'm like, he thought AJ was gonna win even working with Klitschko. That's crazy.
Absolutely. He told me the 100% truth. Yeah.
And I listen, credit to AJ for getting up too, because that was a hell of a shot he took.
Yeah.
The hellacious
That
shot.
was a that was a hell of a shot. But listen, let's get down to tomorrow. We got a huge night of fights. Huge night of fights. It's fights that we can't even get to because I know we're gonna be on live too long. Like I know Abdullah Mason's gonna be on the card. That's a good fight too. That's a
Now,
good
Yeah.
that's a good fight.
Very good fight. Very
that's
good
the
fight.
only fight that I am concerned with. I'm not concerned with it, but it's just it's gonna be a great, and I look for Abdullah to have the knockout of the night.
He
I
definitely could. He
he
definitely can. The,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
the only thing, there's only one thing I want to know about Abdullah, and once I figure that out, then I know he's gonna win. I want to know how he travels under the lights. There's gonna be a lot of away fans supporting Sam, so he,
Well, let me say this: Abdullah trains all over the country, and he's comfortable everywhere. He he's like an American Express. He, you know,
that's good to hear, bro. Because I think he's talented. I think he's very talented, and I think he's the more skillful fighter. So he should win this fight easily. But obviously, I didn't know that about Abdullah Mason. So that was a question that I had to ask.
he trains in Tony Harrison's gym in Detroit regularly, and
Okay.
he's preparing with big guys, small guys, everything. And he travels real comfortable. Uh,
Hey, hey, coach, I got a question real quick about Abdullah Mason. I know Shane, I know you've watched a couple of his fights.
Yeah.
And I've watched some too. I I don't know if it's a concern of mine, but Shane and I have this thing where guys throw uppercuts
from
and
right?
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So we talked about it. Me and his dad about it, and he has it under control. He has it under control.
So
Is
you
is it a kick? Because we see a lot of the time with Abdullah Mason. And the only time you've ever seen Abdullah Mason in, I don't even want to say in trouble, but look a little bit vulnerable, has been when he's going for an attack. Like he almost, because if he's just relying on his skills, he outskills everyone. But
Yeah,
sometimes he doesn't find the right balance between attack and defense.
and part of being a young fighter um, is being he's a fearless guy. He he's a fearless guy. Even when you saw him get knocked down, he got right back up and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and went back on the attack. But that's part of the growing process in a young fighter, having patience and stuff.
Well, at least I know I still got the boxing eye because you stopped me before I said the uppercuts.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
noticed the same thing I noticed.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Abdul Salam talked about it. I think it was a couple of days ago. Um,
Hey, coach.
mhm.
Another thing, just a technical question before we get into the fights. Um, how important is it for a fighter to be at the right distance when they're throwing that uppercut?
You know, that's the most. I mean, uh, that's the most dangerous in boxing. The right arm in particular, or in Abdullah's case, the left uppercut, and you have to throw that punch at the right particular time, because if you get countered, you're gonna be wide open for big shots, for them hooks, right hands, and left chucks. Yeah,
I
man.
mean, it is a punch that you can get away with, but you can't get away with it if your feet ain't in the right place. So when you see Abdullah Mason, he sometimes does it. His
Mhm.
right foot's still on the inside, so
Oh,
he's still straight down the pipe for the counter. If that foot goes on the outside, that person is now punching across their body to counter, and then that's where you lose power. And I feel like it's just we're talking about inches, just placing your feet in a different place. You're talking about small inches.
sometimes centimeters. Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, like just really small distances, and then you're literally on the other side, and then you're out of reach. But because he's so young, you're almost working with a sponge. He's gonna absorb these stuff. When you see them get knocked down and they don't get up, that's stuff you can't coach. I mean, a coach,
Yeah.
the coach will tell you more than me. I'm speaking from ignorance, but if a guy doesn't get up or he questions himself, that's harder for a coach to coach, because that's character. And you,
Mm-hmm.
you need a psychiatrist or someone else for that. But if you have the heart, coaching where you place your feet, you just do that with drills. You can't do drills for the heart. You can't do drills
No.
for the mind.
No.
That's a
No.
fact.
Gonna
That's a
get
100% facts.
hurt real bad.
Some of the most classic knockouts in boxing history has been off of missed uppercuts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
What was our favorite one, Shane? Buster Douglas,
Holyfield
Holyfield, and
versus
Buster
Buster
Douglas.
Douglas.
And well, who was that? Who was that? Evander Holyfield and
Yeah,
and
Buster Douglas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah.
He threw that uppercut like he was trying to punch the lights, coach.
Right.
I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Like his whole face was open. Like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like
crazy.
Indeed.
I
That's
I, I,
yes.
I really want to get your opinion on something. You and Jeff, I want to get both of your opinion on this fight, because the only fight that I don't know I know what's gonna happen in the Yard fight. I know what's gonna happen in the Bam Puma Martinez fight. I don't know what's gonna happen in the Norman Jr. Devin Haney fight, because I don't know what Devin we're gonna get. You guys are in the States, so you guys might know more than me. But I don't know what Devin we're gonna get. I don't know what to expect. So I really want to get you guys' opinion. I really want to do more listening than talking on this fight.
Or what fight we talking about?
Norman versus Devin.
Uh, Coach, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
No, no. You can go first.
All right. So all right, just let me cook on this one real quick. So with Haney, um, Haney when he's boxing, he's almost like a cheat code. Like it's very difficult to get around from him, and I don't know what I'm gonna get out of Haney. I don't know what I'm gonna get. He could very easily box and make this a 10-2 fight. He could easily box and move and make this a 10-2 very boring fight. But the one thing about Brian Norman is he has a sneaky good left hook. And I'm not talking about prior to that classic knockout that he had. I'm talking about other fights. He got a sneaky good left hook, quick lead left hook. And that's what I'm curious to see in this fight because if you look at skills, Haney has the better skills. He's been in with the better opponents. He's been under the lights more than Brian Norman Jr. But normally I would go with Haney in a boring fight, but I actually think Haney's gonna come out and do some dumb stuff. I think he's gonna come out and do some dumb stuff, which is gonna be to our entertainment. And I think Haney's gonna win, but I think he's gonna have to walk through some fire to get it. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets knocked down in this fight.
Um, Obviously, Haney has the better skill set, but uh, I'm looking for Norman to raise his hood and find out what kind of ticker he has, uh, because he's obviously going to get hit several times. I mean, in this fight, and if he answers the bell, he's gonna win big. Um, but but B is definitely gonna raise his hood. We're gonna
Got
we're gonna find out what kind of because he has bad intentions for that. And
You picking Devin to win or Norman?
huh?
You picking Devin to win or Norman?
Man, that's a tough fight because how Devin, I mean Devin has looked when he's gotten it, but Ryan is nowhere near as mean as um uh Brian.
I don't know, Shane. I don't know, bro. I
Be honest, every response. Why this fight is so intriguing is because in my head I can create a scenario why both fighters win, and they're both as likely as each other. This is why this fight is a genuine 50-50. And what I don't want to see is whoever loses the fight. I don't want people to say, well, we knew Brian Norman Jr. was no good anyway, or we knew Devin Haney was no good anyway, because I can see boxing fans do this, because this is a genuine 50-50 fight. And I
Absolutely.
remember going into the Regis fight, people were saying it's a 50-50, and then Devin won, and all of a sudden people were saying Regis was washed. So I can see Devin winning, and people saying, "Oh, Brian Norman wasn't any good anyway." Or I can see Norman winning, and they say, "Well, Devin was damaged goods." So it's just so intriguing.
I agree 100%. It's a toss up fight because I don't know that jump, coach. You know this being around the sport for so long. That jump from 40 to 47 is a monster.
It is. It
That
is.
jump from 40 to 47 is a monster, and that them shots hit different at
Yeah,
47 versus 40. They sound different. You watch it on TV, they sound different. That's a different type of activity at 147 pounds. And
different.
part of what makes it so interesting, Shane, is that what's gonna happen when Norman lands that shot? He's gonna land a money shot at some point during
uh,
this fight. He's gonna land
That's
a
such a
money
good
shot.
question.
listen, he throws that thing with bad intent.
Hey,
You
coach,
know why that's such a good question, Jeff? Because
coach. You know
that
what else? You know what else? You know what else is good? I'm sorry, cutting you off, Shane. You know what else is so good about Brian Norman? He
Mm-hmm.
generates all his power in his short shots.
Yeah.
It's short, compact shots. You don't ever see him throw anything wild or anything from the hip. Everything is short, compact.
Right.
And
yeah.
those are them
It,
power guys. Those are them power guys. When you got guys like Haney, jab move, jab move. Most of the time, when they get caught with that short, compact shot, and it's usually the first shot.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy because you brought up such a good point. I think the fight's won and lost on when Brian Norman Jr. lands that punch because he's gonna land,
Oh
but
yeah.
the fight's
Oh,
won and lost on that
oh yeah.
because if he lands and Devin's still there, he loses. If he lands and Devin's on shaky legs, he wins
I'm
because the
I'm
confidence. Sorry, continue. Sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
I'm going to tell you, in the first 3 rounds, this fight is so dangerous for that because um, he's going to look to tame Devin with hard punches in the first 3 rounds. Um, he's going to need to be warmed up 4 fights before because you know um, if you get caught early, it may be a short night. I'm telling you.
Definitely. I mean, if I'm Brian Norman Senior, I'm telling Junior, just touch something. Just make this dude feel your power early. Just
Yeah,
I don't care if you're
tame it.
touching gloves. I don't care if you're touching the body. Just touch something. Because for me, if you give Devin the confidence of you just missing and throwing wild punches, that enthusiasm and that youthful explosive energy that saps quick. So if you ain't landed anything significant in 3, 4 rounds, Devin's gonna build confidence and build
Yeah,
a lead.
it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a
Then
long.
you're gonna get desperate.
Mm-hmm.
But if you land something early, it don't matter where you land, just land something early. Devin starts thinking about reverse. Things start to get so much easier for you. Devin's hand starts staying in his pocket. You don't have to worry that much about the jab. The thing is, I know a lot of people are talking about the left foot for Brian, and it's gonna be a weapon. But bro, wherever you can land that left, whether it's on the body, head, arms, gloves, land. Just throw it because if you just aim for headshots, Devin will read that. Eventually, you're going to become predictable.
And he must master just touching him and changing speed with the with the power shots. Just like for instance, tap those and explode with the right hand and stuff like that. That will get
Yeah,
in the zone
definitely.
real quick.
What does
I
Devin have to do?
listen. Hold on, real quick. I know we cooking because whenever we cook, coach, I completely forget about the chat. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get into the chat.
That's
Uh, in this corner boxing, aka Ty Finney, the legend. He says salute. Tomorrow we got a huge night for boxing fans. Absolutely. Bruce, he said, why is this fight only scheduled for 8 rounds? What fight scheduled for 8, bro?
Now it's 12.
Um,
All the fights
he
are 12. They're
he
champions
might
fight,
he might
championship
he might have
fights.
been talking about that Gary Russell thing I was talking about.
Oh,
J.O. said G5 and Shane are back. Let's go. Sup to the rest of the panel. Big shout out to you, J.O. He said, glad y'all back. It's been a minute. Yes, it has been a minute. Too long. MAW1231. Hello, boxing fans. Big shout out to you. J.O. said, I don't think Devin can beat Norman Jr. with just a jab and a straight right hand. Norman feet aren't as bad as people perceive. Ooh, let me get on this real quick. The thing about Brian Norman, like people think like you got to do some crazy spin moves and all that to be considered having great footwork. The one thing Brian Norman does is he stays balanced. Like you don't ever see him completely off balance. Even when he's getting attacked, he's still compact and he's still aware of what's going on. Like he's consciously aware inside the ring. So I think
He's
Brian
got a bit
Norman
of a
has solid
Beterbiev
footwork.
style to me, bro. He's got a
Yeah,
very similar style to a Beterbiev.
he has good fundamental footwork. Hmm.
Yeah, really good fundamentals. So I think I actually agree with that. He's not going to be able to beat him with just the jab alone and a bunch of movement. Because I
No,
think what's going to happen is I think them judges going to be giving Brian Norman the rounds just because Haney's running. So he's going to have
Probably.
to watch out. He's going to have to watch out for that as well. But Jo, that was a really really good point. Charles W3, big shout out to you. Said great day and great night, brother. G5 Jeff TV brothers on the panel and chat. Salute to you. Uh, Oh, he says Charles Wilson. What's going on, bro? Jo, who would you rather have training you, Bill Haney or Brian Norman Sr.? Ooh,
Yeah, I think it depends.
it it depends. It depends. Um, you know what? I can't really answer that because we're talking about father son combinations. So the bond that they do have is just with their son. We've never really seen them operate outside of their sons. I've seen Bill Haney with a few other fighters, but not enough for me to say like, hey, he's like a top trainer. I think he just fits for his son.
I
That's the
think he's a
hard question.
significant. I think he's a significantly better manager. If you ask me who would I prefer to manage my career, I'm gonna say Bill, because
I
Bill's a master matchmaker and he's a great
can
manager.
let me. I don't disagree, but Brian Norman Sr., you got to think about it. Brian Norman Jr. was in the eye of that Jerron Boots in the storm, and people were at a point where they were saying like, "Hey, you either fight Boots or we don't want to see you." And he actually maneuvered Brian Norman Jr. around to get him two other fights outside of Boots and to get him a Devin Haney fight. So he done got him 3 bags of money without having to run into the
No, he
boogeyman.
done a he done a dope job as well. He done a dope job, but I just remember you talking about like working with fighters outside of their son, and I think about Terence Crawford saying that Bill Haney got him the got him
The Canelo fight.
the Canelo fight. I
Hmm.
remember Yard on the card against Benavidez. Yard got that fight because of Bill Haney as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about other fighters outside of his son, but you are right.
Yeah, well, Bill Haney's a street guy with a corporate sense. That's a
Yeah,
dangerous man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a dangerous man, and that's a compliment too, for
brother,
sure.
brother,
Uh,
he's no dumb guy.
not at all,
No.
not at all. Ricky Rocket, big shout out to you. He said if Norman is able to cut the ring off effectively and keep the fight in the phone booth, Dev is going to have problems.
Facts.
I so I think Haney it's some guys that move so much it's almost impossible to cut the ring off for long periods of time. I think when Haney's on his bicycle, he can be one of those guys. Um, I think it's very important for Brian Norman Jr. to actually keep the pressure on Haney early. Just stay close to him, stay close to him. Physical pressure, mental pressure, and get him thinking early in the fight. Don't let him move comfortable. You know, if he
Yeah.
can do that, then I think because Norman's going to have to set something up for later on. He's going to set himself up for later on, and I think the first and Shane, you
Well,
know how
I
we
don't
do,
know how
Shane.
good his power translates late.
Who
Norman.
Oh man,
I,
he he's the monstrous puncher. He's he's gonna take his power into the 12th round if he needs it. If he needs it.
I
Um,
and you know another thing, Coach. I
mhm,
don't think he's going to really land anything to take the steam off for him to even lose his power late.
exactly. You know, yeah, because you guys got to remember he's coming up to 47. Brian has been in the division.
No,
So
but the only reason I asked that question was because if Brian is loading up on shots early, that does sap energy if you're not landing, right?
You know, his dad is smart enough to know to keep him on the body, touching the body, because the head does it. You know, the head moves, but the body does. So
No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And you know another thing, Shane, to go to your question, like I don't see Norman loading up too much.
he don't
He
have to.
throws power shots, but it looks
He
like
don't have.
they're like in a natural flow.
Yeah, 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 just in the flow.
The reason why I say it's because there's a lot of built up energy. So for me, when you get into the ring, it takes. I'm not saying Brian Norman Jr. isn't that dude, so I wouldn't be able to know, but it takes a real cool mind and a calm head to not get carried away early. You know,
Yeah, I mean that's part of the challenge, for Norman because he's gonna have this is the biggest fight of his career,
But
so
exactly.
he's gonna have to get adjusted under them lights.
this
Um,
Brian is very uh, even-headed, meaning he he don't get too high and he don't get too low. Um, he just he's just about his work.
no, I hear that. I hear that for sure. Let's see. Jo, he said it's so hard to call Norman Jr. Chin. I don't think is that good either. Uh, Buka Chica sat him down on his back pockets and was really giving him a fight before it got stopped for cuts. All right, I got a comment on that. So you can get put on your back pockets, and it can be due to just you getting caught with a good shot. Um, Sometimes it's like that. So I can't say that Norman Jr.'s chin is like bad. Sometimes in boxing, you just get caught with a good
I,
shot. You got caught in an exchange.
I,
Actually,
I,
it
I'm
wasn't even an exchange, to be honest with you.
I'm hoping Devin Haney isn't looking at that fight and gaining confidence from it, because
I hope not.
it's fights like that that get you knocked out. You
Mm-hmm.
start questioning yourself and thinking, why did this guy drop Norman and I couldn't drop Norman? So then you
Mm-hmm.
start to hold your feet a little bit longer, you start to overextend on the shots, then you get
Mm-hmm.
caught with counters. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he's not looking at that as a form of like confidence booster, because I've seen that 100 times, bro. I've seen
Oh
that a
yeah.
hundred times.
Oh yeah. For sure. Definitely. Um, but hopefully I don't think he's that stupid to do that. I don't think he's that stupid to do that. Said 100 Shane. Uh, Ricky Rocket said Dev has to stay on his bicycle. He has no choice. He has to be careful with that as well because he's fighting on a what card he fighting on. They don't like sprinters.
I,
Right.
I,
You
I
know.
think I think he just has to pick his spots. Just pick his spots when to fight, when to move. I feel like if he's ahead in the fight in the last 2 rounds, Brian Norman Jr. is gonna throw everything he has. So if he goes on his back for those last 2 rounds, if he's got enough money in the bank, then I don't think anyone can blame him. But I think if he gets rocked or dropped or hurt, he also has to go on his back and try and create some distance. But for me, the fight's going to be won and lost between rounds 5, 6, and 7 for Devin. Because at those stages, I would have assumed that one, you'd have got Brian Newman's pace and timing, and two, you'd have established a certain amount of distance and authority. And you would have felt Brian Norman's power by then and know what to do with it. Maybe like when Crawford fought Canelo, he felt his power and knew, cool, I can go in the pocket, hold my feet a little bit longer. But sometimes you fight dudes and you think, I just got to stick. Like when Bivol fought Beterbiev, for example, he felt that
Mhm.
power early and thought, I can't play with this dude at no stage. So sometimes you got to feel that power early to know how to assess your opponent. So I feel like by 5, 6, 7, those are the rounds that Devin's gonna know what he has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
But fortunately, Brian has the kind of power that you don't want to feel. You don't, you don't want to feel that shit because in the first 3 rounds, man, Dev is going to be on a tight wire, on a on a high wire with no net underneath it. So so
What do
you
you do
already
if you're Devin in the first 3 rounds? If you're if you're the coach, what are you telling Devin to do in the first 3 rounds?
box, uh, box, and I would start warming up three fights before. I I want real hot and sweaty because getting caught cold, man, is woo, them shot is going to be raining on his head. I'm telling you, you know.
I got my big bro in here, Mike Staten in the building. Said, "What's good, Five?" Many boxing experts consider this a crossroads fight for Haney. Can Haney do anything differently that would give him the best chance to win the fight? Um, that's a good question. Um, it's funny that you said it's a crossroads fight. Um, because when I first read it, I was like, I didn't think it was a crossroads fight for him. But in a sense, I do think it is because 147 has always been the money division, and his performance is gonna be the reason why he's either headlining a lot of cards or he might be equivalent to like a Aris Landy Lara back in the day, where he's a really good fighter, really good skill set, but his style is not pleasing to the eye. So in that sense, I do think it's a kind of a crossroads fight for him. What can he do to get a victory? Is really, can he put something on Brian Norman to get his respect early? If he don't get Brian Norman's respect early,
It's a
eh,
long night.
it's gonna be a long night, and that's
Or a
gonna be a
fast
freight
night.
train. It's gonna be a
Or a
long
fast
fight
night.
or a fast night. That's a freight train coming at him. That's a freight train coming at him because he wasn't crack coach. He wasn't cracking at 40.
And he's got bad intentions for Devin, right? And but if Devin can box and land meaningful combinations, um, he could walk away with the victory. But
I think Devin really, for me, has to throw a lot of stick jabs to the body and feints to offset the rhythm. I feel like the feints, because Brian's gonna try and counter with the left hook.
I wouldn't. Hey, listen, I would stay away from Brian's body early uh,
Mm.
because of counter shots.
The,
So so uh, B has a great IQ as well, and he's a really good effective puncher. So I wouldn't shoot nothing to the body until late.
the,
Hmm.
the,
That's
the, the
interesting.
only reason, and I know why you say that. I know it makes sense why you say that. The only reason why I said it was because for me, if you're fainting, if you're fainting and someone's looking for the counter off your shot, when you do commit, their counter is always to the head. So if your jabs to the body, you've already changed the level. So then
Reaching,
there's an easy.
yeah, because you are actually reaching down to hit his body, and that's giving up your head.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, for sure. I That's an interesting take as far as like not throwing shots early to Norman's body. Um I haven't seen too many times where Norman's not really a pot shot type guy.
Hmm.
But the risk versus reward as far as him going to the body like often and early is the risk is too high. Um
when I don't mean like going to the body like how he did against Loma. He went to the body a lot. I just mean for me, and obviously it's just how I saw the fight. If you're feinting a lot, if you're throwing a lot of feints, and someone's trying to bite on those feints and counter with left hooks to the head, specifically if you're feinting with your lead hand, when you feint, the moment you step in like you're gonna throw a jab to the head, for me, I'm like jab to the body, escape under. So my head's already low. I'm ducking under. So the left foot's going over your head, like you're rolling the shots instead of trying to catch it, because of just the. I'm just trying to think of a way to slow Brian Norman Jr. down, and one
Um,
of the ways you do in boxing is full body shots. But you are
I
right. It does come at a risk.
well, I so it's some guys you can get away with the stab jab, to the chest, to the stomach, and you can kind of get away with it early. To be honest with you, Devin Haney probably for me, if I'm Devin Haney, I'm probably his pivot game has got to be on point early. If he's throwing a jab, he needs to throw more than one. He needs to be pumping that jab out. But once he's done, he needs to be pivoting out. Um, and not be in front of Brian Norman. But that's what makes this fight so interesting because I'm like Coach said, I don't think he can get away with the stab jabs early. And Shane, I know what you're saying. You hit him with the stab jabs early. It's not really about landing the shot. It's really controlling his eyes. You get his eyes looking down so you can get something over top. But with Norman, if Haney can't put nothing on Norman early, Norman's going to be walking through a lot of that stuff, and it's
Oh,
really going to be a matter of Haney's going to be moving a lot. He's going to be moving a lot, and that's going to be a problem for Haney
and
later on in the fight.
and in the late rounds, I'm telling you right now, that stab jab for for B Norman is going to be huge, and and if if everything goes well, he's he's going to throw either a shovel hook, or the overhand right behind right behind the stab. If he looks down, if he looks down, he's going to throw overhand. And and if he fixes his eyes forward, he's going to slam the shovel hook. Because if you look down, you're not you're not seeing the overhand coming over the top.
Yeah, that chopping shot.
Ooh,
That
like
shot. Actually, that's what Virgil hit Lubin with the chopping shot. Throw the equilibrium off.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, um, if he doesn't box, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a long night for him.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a long night. Charles said G5, good to see you back on. Appreciate you, player. Jo said G5, I know you're a Philly guy. Do you think looking back on it that Norman made the right move by not taking Boots for 1.7? It's
Yeah, he
got
made the
him this
right move.
opportunity versus Dev that he doesn't have lost to Boots.
He
So
made the right move. He definitely
yeah,
made the
he
right
he
move.
definitely he definitely he definitely made the right move. And Jo, I know you was around during those conversations. So just remember this. We said take the 1.7 because that was the only thing that was on the table. Um, and Brian Norman Sr. Obviously has something else in mind, and he actually, played it correctly because he actually got him what 3 fights? He got him 3 fights. This would be his third fight from the time they was talking about Boots. Am I correct on that, Shane?
Two or three, two or three. This
Yeah,
this
because he
might be the
fought.
third fight. This might
Yeah,
make it
because I
three.
think he had I think he had like a early knockout, like a second or third round knockout against a guy on
And he
Top
had obviously
Rank.
the Jin Sasaki fight.
He had the Sasaki fight, so this is the third fight, and then arguably, I don't know how much he's making for this fight,
Three
but
million. 3 million.
yeah. So I mean, he obviously that he made the right decision, but um, but when you another thing, Jo is like when you talking unification, we want to see that. So that was it's a couple layers to it, but to answer your question, yes, made the right decision by not taking a boots fight. It said true fellas. Let me see. He said someone's officially gotta go. Not necessarily. It could be a draw. Uh, we don't
I
want to
don't
see
see
that,
that fight. I
but
don't see that happening.
I
I
don't
don't.
see it
I
being a
don't see
draw
him
either.
drawing.
Yeah. Despite Turkey saying don't want Tom and Jerry fights, Devin will do what has been his bread and butter. Box from the outside, smaller ring favors Brian to cut off the ring and
I,
got a close distance to work.
I think people give Devin a wrong. Devin's got a wrong impression because Devin never fought off the outside. He fought off the outside against Ramirez, but he didn't fight off the outside against Ryan. He didn't fight
Nah,
off
he
the
didn't.
outside against Jojo Diaz. He didn't fight off
No.
the outside against Gamboa. He
Or
didn't fight off
Regis.
the outside against Loma.
Or Regis.
So, or Regis near the end, he started to fight off the outside net once he had already won the fight, like the round 10, 11, 12. He fought on the outside.
Right.
But in for the most part, he was pretty much right there. In the Cambosis, both Cambosis fights, he didn't fight on the outside. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think people, you always remember for your last fight. The last fight, that was a fight that he got a bad
And
rep for.
and as fans, we a lot of fans are fickle, to come down to that type of stuff. But to respond to that comment, I think that if Devin Haney wants to win this fight, stay on the outside, box, pivot away from the left hook. Don't pivot into the left hook. Um, but I remember a couple months ago when we were talking about Haney and does he have a problem with the hook. I know we was talking with Blunt about that. Big shout out to Blunt too. Um, hope everything is well with him. But I remember Blunt saying that Haney doesn't have an issue with a left hook because of Ryan was on you know, uh, the lab administered juices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Um, but do you think Haney has a problem with actually defending the left hook, or do you think that was just
Eh,
he
eh,
was in there against
I
Superman
I
that night?
think there's technical problems that you can expose 100%, but I feel like there's a mixture of one. Ryan Garcia is a terrific hooker, like he's a terrific hooker. Two, Devin Haney pretty much gave him the perfect landscape to land it, because for some reason Devin Haney thought he was prime Mike Tyson and just walking Ryan Garcia down, which I
Mm-hmm.
still to this day don't understand why he fought that style when he was
Mm-hmm.
boxing so comfortably at distance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I do feel like there's technical insufficiencies. One, for me, I don't know why Devin's a guy who catches hooks. I don't know why. Like he likes to catch hooks. And for me, always see Devin as a guy who just rolled the hook. Like the only way the hook becomes a problem when you roll it is if someone's throwing 45. The reason why they can't throw 45 against you is because you roll at such a long distance. If you then throw it at 45, you lose the distance. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you throw a left hook, you can get the full maximum
Right.
extension because it's your lead hand. When you're throwing the 45, that arm now has to cock to catch the angle. So because you fight at such a good distance and you have a good understanding of distance, for me, you roll the left hook, roll the left hand, and that would be my advice for him if he's fighting against Norman, bro. Like, don't
Eh,
try and catch that stuff because you try throw your jab and then catch it with your right hand. The issue is, as obviously against Linares, he had his hand in the wrong place. Against Ryan, hand in the wrong place. You roll that stuff, you ain't got to worry about
yeah.
that. You
And you
throw
know
the
the thing
jab
that's
all
crazy?
under.
And you know the thing that's crazy? With the Linares thing, and this is why we were saying like you have some good defensive fighters. Some of them is they're practicing what they do in the gym and it's almost scripted. And then you got the elite defensive fighters. They're actually playing defense off of the shots that they're seeing. You could tell all that stuff he was doing against Linares. The reason he had the hand on the wrong side is because that's what he was doing in the gym. He was doing that in the gym. So he had it. So Linares is coming this way, right? He should have had it covered here. He had it covered here, and Linares wasn't even on that side, and that's why he got caught clean. That's why he got caught clean because he was shoulder rolling, shoulder rolling, shoulder rolling. The only thing he get hit with is something here, and he had his hand covered here, and that's how he got caught. And the thing with Ryan Garcia, when he landed that first left hook, Ryan Garcia covered a good amount of ground when he landed that left hook, which goes to your point. You can't you can't trust catching that shot from that distance. If
No,
you're
bro.
close, if you're close, right? And I wish coach was on here. If you're close, then you can go here, here, here. If you're going from a long distance, you have to identify that shot. You got to
Facts.
identify the shot and then roll with it. It's very hard to catch from like the outside with a guy that fast. With a guy that fast.
Exactly. And I think Devin Haney's head movement down. That's why I'm saying, like, it's all about the eye line, right? So for me, Brian Norman Jr. throws jabs. He throws jabs to the body, he throws jabs to the head. And I think Brian Norman Jr. is gonna jab with Devin. I think you gotta look at it like this. Your left hand versus Brian Norman Jr. Your right hand versus Brian Norman Jr.'s left hand. Now for me, Devin's left hand, in terms of the way he throws his jab, is faster than Brian Norman Jr.'s right hand. So he ain't gonna have to worry about the jab being countered with the overhand right. You ain't gotta worry about that. That shot ain't gonna be the one. You
Hold
have
on.
to worry about when you throw the jab and he tries to counter with the left hook. Don't go here. Roll that shot. Because if you roll that shot, it goes back to your point about being on a pivot. I'm gonna create the angle to spin you. For me, Devin done a real good job against Regis, where whenever Regis tried to back him up against the ropes, he spun him and turned him back into the corner because his feet was in the right position. If you're gonna lead
Mhm.
with left hooks, that's cool. One of the negatives, and coach will tell you even more than me, is if you lead with that left hook and miss, your feet and your balance is all on your front foot. So now if I spin you and pivot to that side, you now have to rotate your whole entire body. Now your back's against the ropes if you miss. So for
Yeah.
me, it's like catching that left hook doesn't even get you in a good place for real estate because you can catch the left hook and that still might back you up. You roll that left hook, you can spin.
Facts. Big shout out to Ty Finney, the legend. What's going on, bro?
What's
Salute,
up? What's up?
salute, salute.
Listen, while I've been gone, this guy's been working. So I need for y'all to definitely subscribe to his channel. He does the one thing that I don't have the patience to do, and that is interviewing people. He does a great job of that. I need some of his patience, um, for sure. But Ty Finney, what's going on with you, baby?
Everything's good, man. Just glad to jump
Eh,
on, man. Talk this boxing.
For sure. Let me run through the rest of these comments real quick. Um, 1231 said, B Norman got a post and frame and catch Devin trying to come in low to clinch.
Yeah,
So
I think that like
y-
Jeff, as Jeff always used to say, you're asking him to do something I've never seen him do before.
I right, and that's what I was getting ready to say. Like I don't 1231. I don't. One thing we don't do is like when a fighter hasn't shown us they're capable of doing something, we don't expect it. If they end up doing it on fight night, then so be it. But I've never seen Brian
Yeah,
Norman do that. I've never
yeah, I've
seen
never
him do
seen it.
that
I've never
before.
seen.
So I don't know if he's capable. If he's capable, great. I just never seen it. Until I see it, I'm assuming he's not gonna be able to do that. He said 1231 said many say Devin shook after Ryan fight. We'll see if so, but my impression with Devin overly negative fight versus Ramirez was just to secure the Ryan rematch, but Ryan lost the Rolly anyway, killed the rematch. I think, but the thing is, bro, I think it was a blessing in disguise because I think both of those guys needed that fight after their fight. Like I think both of them went through something. Devin Haney obviously went through something physical and mental, but I think with Ryan Garcia, I think he went through something mental as well because when you test positive for the lab created juices, and you got to go through that whole
But
situation.
more than that, Jeff, Ryan knows if he cheated or not. You know what I'm saying? Ryan knows if he cheated. So if
I
Ryan,
no
if Ryan not willingly within himself knew if he did cheat, let's say he did, he
mhm,
knew that. So
right.
that means he's got to go through a mental process of damn. People saw me cheat, and people he's gonna question himself. Did I win because of me or because I cheated? Now, if Ryan believed that he didn't cheat, then he's gonna go for another mental process because he's gonna be thinking, how the hell did I get popped when I didn't cheat? So you're right.
But that, yeah, and that's exactly my point, because he went through a mental aspect and a physical. Because the mental aspect is like, if he believed he cheated, then like you said, he got caught. So you got to go through the ramifications of that. Now, if he didn't cheat, or didn't think he cheated and went through all of that, now you got to question, like, well, damn, like, what's going on? And then you look at the Rolly fight, and you can arguably say, like, that justified a lot. He
It
looked
definitely
terrible
did
in
in
that
my
fight.
eyes. It
He
definitely
looked
did.
terrible in that fight. Absolutely terrible in that fight. So that. I think that was a blessing in disguise for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if they would have went into that rematch like immediately, I think it'd have been a train wreck for both guys. It'd have been a train wreck. Jo said Devin looks like he packed on some muscle. I hope his way to neutralize Norman on the inside isn't the clinch, or it will get bad. I think that, I don't know if Haney's strong enough to really be clinching Norman like that on a regular basis.
He's gonna try, and
He's
that's
gonna
what's gonna be
try.
his negative.
He's
He's gonna
definitely gonna
try.
try, for sure. We got two more. 1231 said Devin has always used his range boxing and looks for openings to exploit and counter. Devin just underestimated Ryan and thought he was suddenly a puncher after mocking Regis. He will return to what works. That's the question. That's really the question, because I
That,
think
that,
if,
that, go
mhm, go
on.
ahead, bro. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say Devin's a guy who he can build confidence anywhere though. So it's one of those things where I'm like, Devin chose Norman. He chose Norman for a reason.
Yeah.
Like we have to keep remembering that it's Bill Haney who's in control of this shit. This is the same guy who told Crawford to fight Canelo. So
Hmm.
he's not gonna say something just for money. He sees something that we may not see. Now the Ryan Garcia fight's different because Ryan Garcia and Devin were on there was an emotional like build up from the amateurs. So the way
Hmm.
he fought in the Ryan fight, I don't even think we can ever see that level of Devin again because there is, bro. If you've got a rivalry with someone for so long, you're never gonna have that same energy for anyone else. It's just not gonna happen.
I agree. I agree with that. Let me get through this last one. He said, I agree, Jay. And everyone, including Devin, thought Ryan was a mental case, but he played everyone, even with the positive tests. If Devin beats Brian and if Ryan beats Mario, rematch can happen as welterweight unification. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's
I
crazy.
was talking about that yesterday with my boy. I was talking about that yesterday, and yeah, I can see that happening.
Because that's the only way you can justify the rematch.
I mean, it's a big money fight, bro. That's a big money fight.
It's a big money fight, but because they're both moving up in weight, and because of what happened in that fight, the belts basically validates that fight. Like, nobody can say, hey, this shouldn't be happening because of this and this, because now we're talking unification. And as fraud as the unification may be, because Mario Barrios is cheeks. Oh my goodness, he is cheeks, bro. I'm talking I'm talking nasty BBL cheeks. He is cheeks, bro. Absolutely cheeks. I'm talking 400 pounds, 400-pound chick, middle of the summer cheeks. Just nasty. Absolutely nasty. Like, I don't even know how he's a champion. Like, I don't know how he's a champion. Like, it's crazy. A legend, get in here, man. Who you like in the Haney and Brian Norman fight?
I'm leaning more towards Norman, but you guys made some good points, man. Haney has been under the big lights more. He's been in there with the better fighters. He's more skilled, but this is a new weight division for him. So, but we just seen what happened with Crawford and, Canelo. Crawford made easy work of Canelo. So, I'm not saying that's the case in this fight, but I just got a lot of questions in the back of my mind, man, because, the way that Haney fought in his last fight. So, that's the question. Is he going to come out using his footwork, or is he going to come out and engage, like he did with Lomas? So there's a lot of questions I have for this fight, but I'm gonna lean towards B Norman for sure.
I definitely can see a way in how Norman wins. I definitely see a way in how Norman wins. It's definitely not like it's not one of those fights. I genuinely don't know who wins. I genuinely don't know. Like if I knew who won, I would put a grip of money on it, but I genuinely don't know.
What's the odds on this fight?
Norman's a favorite. He's like plus 100.
Norman's a favorite?
Points. I think it's 3-1.
Who's 3-1?
For Devin Haney to win on points, I think it's 3-1. If you put $100, you get $300 back. For Devin Haney to win on points,
That's the only way he's gonna win.
but he's the underdog in the fight, bro. He's the underdog.
I gotta look this up, bro. I
I know in the UK he's the underdog. I don't know over there.
But ours is similar to the UK.
Yeah, ours
though.
is similar. Exactly.
I gotta look it up. Hold on. I ain't saying I don't believe you, but I got to see it. But I got to see it. Hold on. Norman Jr. odds.
And I would add that the way that Haney was acting at the face-off, I'm trying to ask myself: is it confidence, or is that just showing that he's gonna lose? Like, I mean, I know Haney's like that. He likes to show off. He likes to talk, but I got a lot of questions, man. It's like, is that confidence, or is that just him just?
I would have normally said that's nervous energy, but I know in their mind they're trying to almost little kid Brian Norman Jr. because they know this is his first time under the lights. Did you check the odds, Jeff?
Bro, listen. Brian Norman is a favorite. Oh my god.
Bro, I just told you that.
I didn't doubt it. But that's crazy.
If you put $100 in the UK, £100 on Devin Haney to win on points, you get $300 back.
And the thing that scares me too is, like I said, it is a new weight division for Haney, and Haney's not. Haney don't really got pop like that. Norman does. This is his division, so I see Norman coming into this fight definitely more confident. But the first couple rounds to me plays a big part. To me, it all depends. I see if there's change in there in the pocket, Haney's going to get the best of that. But my question is, once he gets hit, how's he going to react? Is he going to stay in the pocket, or is he going to, be on the back foot? But I can see B Norman definitely stalking him. I can't see B Norman letting Haney get away with that running or backpedaling.
There's gonna be times in this fight where we're looking at Brian Norman Jr. as amateurish. There's gonna be times because I've seen Devin Haney do that to great fights. There's gonna be times where Brian Norman Jr. is gonna look like a bang average novice, but it doesn't matter because when those punches start raining, it's gonna be like a thunderstorm.
I'm with them odds, bro. I'm like, what do the insiders know that I don't?
I was thinking the same thing, bro.
What do the Shane, here's the thing. Like, you have me, the boxing mind, and then you have me, I'm putting money on something and I'm trying to see a little return on my investment. Haney is an underdog, and I know he's gonna win the fight if he's jabbing it on his bicycle. Oh my god, that's it. Because the reason why it's so intriguing is because I don't see Norman winning a decision with no knockdowns. Like
I was saying the same thing to my boy the other day. You said, "Do you see?"
I,
He asked me, "Do you see a way in which Brian could win on the cards?" I was like, not if he doesn't knock him down at least 2-3 times."
he needs at least two knockdowns to win on the cards. At least two, possibly three. The one thing Haney is great at is winning rounds.
Bro,
He's top five in the
bro,
sport at winning rounds.
he might be the best, bro. I was telling people, bro, if you watch the Ryan Garcia fight, this dude got knocked down in 3 different rounds and was still winning rounds. Like this guy won. He won the last round against Ryan. Like he was getting knocked down and the next round winning the round. He's probably one of the best fighters in world boxing at winning rounds. This guy could be. Do you remember when he got rocked against Linares? And the next round, he just whooped Linares. I'm like, bro, this guy is amazing at winning rounds. So there's no
He
way I can see Devin losing on points.
Yeah, he's one of the best I've ever seen in terms of just flat out winning rounds. Um, whew. Jo said Conor Ben is coming to 47. He said that's a money fight for the winner.
I want to
So
see if he
Jay,
can make 47 first. If he ain't
he stole the
47
words
in
out my
4 years.
mouth. Yeah, I don't see Conor Ben getting down to 147. Because he had to make a conscious effort. I'm talking about packing muscle and things like that for them two Conor Ben fights. And obviously you can't blame him because that's a legacy. That's a legacy fight for him. Also financially, I'm sure he's set for life. Um, with those two fights against Eubank Jr. I don't see him coming down to 47. Um, I Conor Ben's crazy enough to see Boots at 54 before he'll see a Devin at 47. The one thing about Conor Ben, that is a confident individual. He is a very confident individual, despite the flaws. He is a very confident individual, and I have to give him respect for that. And I didn't think he was going to win the fight against Eubank Jr. I'm not even going to sit up here and front like I thought he was.
I
Um,
didn't, but if I knew that version of Chris Eubank was going to be fighting, I would have bet my last pound, bro. Chris Eubank was the crappiest fight I've seen this year.
and you want to know why? Because that is a 168 to 175-pound fighter.
He was
Like
drained.
he was
He was
drained in the
drained.
first fight, and he just survived it. But you could tell he was like, you know what? Let me
We
do
should
this
have
for the
all
money.
we should have all taken notice as well because he made the weight this time so easy, which told me like if he struggled to make weight, I'm like, okay, this guy's trying to worry about rehydration. This
Can
guy
I,
didn't even care about rehydration. He just thought, fuck, he just thought, forget, I'm just gonna try and make weight.
but you know the thing that's crazy when I seen that and this is one of the few times I've actually seen this. A guy that I'm expecting to have trouble making weight actually made the weight easy. You know what that tells me? And again, I wish Coach was on here so I can ask him this. That means that he was dieting and going through the process of making weight for a very long time, which can have a worse effect than somebody going through a couple of days and they're trying to get off 15 pounds, 20. Um,
He was
like
probably fighting for weeks depleted. He's probably
yeah, he
fighting for
probably was
weeks depleted.
yeah. I he probably tried to go about losing that weight. Probably I would say probably a good 30 to 45 days. I think that was beyond a fat camp. I
When
think
his
that was
body
beyond a
probably
fat
tried to
camp.
rehydrate, there was no rehydration because you had been fighting at a functional weight for so long that you know when a guy is weighing 170 and they're fighting at 154, you cut
Hmm
14 pounds in like 24 hours. You cut 14 pounds like 48 hours. You go back to 175 as soon as you drink a milkshake, bro. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But if
yeah.
you've been cutting it for 30 days, when you try and re-put that muscle
There's
back on,
nothing to read.
you
It's
lost
yeah,
you lost 30 pounds in 30 days. It's different to losing 15 in 2. You ain't rehydrating that 30 pounds
cause
back in 2
it's
days, bro.
yeah, cause it's not all water weight. You actually went through a diet process along with the water weight. So you might have lost 20 something pounds in 30 days. It might have 10 of that might have been water weight. 10 of that might have been water weight and 20 just off a straight diet. And so when it's time for you to put that weight back on, it's not going back on the same as if you losing a certain amount in 48, 72 hours. So that you could tell he looked like dog shit. Like I mean, he looked bad. He looked real bad. Like you could tell the difference if you could do a side by side on how he looked going into the first fight versus looking how he looked going into the second fight. It looked night and day, night and day. But you got to have a boxing eye to actually see it though. Under normal circumstances, you'd be like, oh yeah, well he's cut up and like he looks straight.
Bro, he weighed in
Mm-mm.
less than Conor Ben. And I was like,
Yes,
yeah, this dude
that
did
was
not
another
get this
telltale.
weight loss. He did not get
That
this
was
weight
the
loss right at all.
that was another telltale. 12:31. He said Devin has lost his size advantage from 35. He was so much bigger than the likes of JoJo, Cambosis, Loma, even Regis at 140. But Brian Norman is established 147. A win for either is a big boost for their rating. Let me say something on that real quick. Um, Devin Haney has a crazy rehydration too, though. His rehydration is crazy. But the thing is, just because the rehydration doesn't matter in terms of how much weight you put on if you ain't packing no power. It's kind of similar to like a Sean Porter. Sean Porter would put on a good amount of weight after the weigh-in, but it didn't matter because he's not cracking. He looked like he cracking, but he's not cracking like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's putting on all of this weight, and it's kind of like it's almost at a detriment for him because the more weight he has on, the harder it is to move all that weight around. He actually needs to be lighter, so he can be on the move. But that's just me though. Um, and he also said Devin showed he definitely has heart in the Ryan fight. That is undeniable. Just lost respect amongst many. Uh, Running versus Ramirez to secure the Ryan fight. His performance versus Brian will determine fans' attitude. Shane, can you tell me the one opinion that you said about Devin Haney? Um, he's the most what out of anybody in the sport?
I don't know what did I say?
Devin, Devin. So I'm gonna. It's been a while since Shane and I talked, but um, he made a statement about Devin Haney a while ago, and it's 100% facts. And I actually have it tagged on my TikTok. It's like one of my top three videos. Devin Haney is the most hated boxer in the sport.
Oh yeah,
It's
no, that
not
that's
even
that goes
close.
without saying. Devin Haney
Yeah.
is the most hated fight I've ever seen. I would go as far as say he's the most hated sports person I've seen in my entire life. And when I mean hated universally. Like some people are hated by just a section of fans. This dude's hated by everyone. Like, bro, bro, I done a post on my Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, you will see. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, the level of hate I've seen from Devin Haney just for this weekend, bro, it's crazy. Because I'm like, Devin Haney, I'm hearing people call Devin Haney a coward. How can you call Devin Haney a coward? This dude is literally the polar opposite of a coward, bro. This dude,
Hmm.
I don't even need to explain why he's not a coward. I'm just seeing hate after hate after hate, and I'm like, bro, I really have to wonder what member of family Devin Haney slept with or dealt with to for the hate to be this is just not see.
I
I don't understand.
listen. Devin Haney get hated so much, man. He probably go to the family cookouts. Probably half the family probably like, here go this dude. like he gets hate. Oh man, like he's definitely one of the most hated
He's hated more than Floyd
fighters in the
was. He's
sport.
hating. He's hated more than Floyd was.
I don't know if he. You know what? It's a different type of hate. It's a different type of hate, and I think a lot of the hate for Devin, I think a lot of it has to do with his dad. Um, I think it has a lot to do with it, but it's to the point where it's so much hate for Devin Haney, like it's almost unfair. And I'm glad I'm saying that, and Padman's not on because Padman would have went off uh with me saying that. But I
How's
but I think
Padman? How's Padman?
he good. I sent him the link and everything, but we gonna jump back on Sunday, so he'll have another opportunity to get in. Said very 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 valid point. with that weight loss, fellas.
Can we talk
Yeah,
about another fight? Yard versus Benavidez. But go on, continue, Jeff.
bro. But listen, we've been cooking for an hour 25 minutes and didn't even get to the Benavidez Yard fight. You know what? A legend. Who you like in the Benavidez and Yard fight? How you see that going, bro?
Man, I got Benavidez for sure. Like Yard, he's gonna make it a dog fight, but his gas tank and his chin is just that's gonna be his downfall in this fight. And we know Benavidez, like this
I
guy's
disagree with the
pressure.
chin part, but I agree with everything else. Continue.
Yeah, but this Benavidez, man, he's the Mexican monster for a reason, man. His pressure is like no other, man. He's not gonna back down. He's coming forward every single round. He's throwing combinations, and eventually he's gonna get broken down, man. But I think he's gonna make it a dog fight as long as he lasts. But his gas tank and Benavidez pressure, man, that's gonna be a downfall in that fight. So I got Benavidez by late stoppage.
What you got, Shane?
I don't think the chin's gonna be a problem. I think Yard's got a better chin than Benavidez. Um, I see Yard fight Beterbiev, and he took big shots against Beterbiev. Big shots. That fight got ended with with Yard on his feet, not on the ground. So the like he took big shots against Kovalev. Both Kovalev and Beterbiev hit harder than Benavidez. It's the volume of Benavidez. I think Yard has a window of when he has to win this fight. First 3-4 rounds, Benavidez starts slow, and we historically know Yard starts fast. He starts fast, he's explosive, and he throws power punches early, like he done against Kovalev, like he done against Beterbiev. But Benavidez starts really slow. If you watch when he fought Morrell, he got dropped, he got hurt early. Morrell couldn't maintain that pace and pressure. Neither could Andrade. Andrade couldn't maintain that pressure. The difference is Yard's a natural 75. So the shots will hit different. The power, the strength will be different. And Benavidez is defensively insufficient. He's very easy to hit. The issue is once that fight goes past round 4, that's gonna be like trying to roll a dice up a hill. That's just gonna keep rolling back down, bro. It's gonna
Yeah,
keep rolling back down, bro. Like it Yard is gonna be it's gonna be like the car from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, bro. He's gonna be trying to start that engine, and when he's turning the key, that ain't moving, bro. Because once Benavidez gets into his pace of things and starts throwing combinations, he is gonna be in for the longest and hardest night of his life.
I I listen. If if it wasn't for the gas tank, this is a very, very dangerous fight for Benavidez. And there are some fights where some guys are just meant to give the other guy difficulty. Um, you have I'll go back, um, Roy Jones Jr., Antonio Tarver. Um, Obviously, Roy Jones is the better fighter, but Antonio Tarver, that's the kryptonite for Roy Jones. And it's a style that was a
Ali,
style
Lee, and
matchup.
Norton, Kenny Norton, Ali and Ken
Ali,
Norton.
Ali, Kenny Norton. There's so many, so many situations like that where it's just the matchup. And I look at this, if it wasn't for the gas tank, this could potentially be that type of a matchup because Yard's chin is crazy. Like his chin is crazy in terms of what he's been through. Like he's been in with two of the biggest punchers in the game and was on his feet and active. Like you can't shovel that away. He is he's possibly the most athletic fighter that Benavidez has ever fought. Yard is
Him or
naturally
Andrade.
175.
Him or Andrade. Him or Andrade. But he's definitely the
And the
most
thing with
athletic guy for at 75.
and the thing with the only reason I didn't say Andrade is because that was at a weight that Andrade wasn't used to fighting. So I think Yard's the most athletic guy that Benavidez has been in the ring with, probably the best chin out of anybody's ever been in the ring with. He's a natural 175. Yard is offensively talented, but you only see it within the first 6 rounds. Um, he's one of the greatest front runner fighters you're gonna
I might
find.
say the first 5 rounds. I don't
Yeah,
maybe even first four. I don't even know.
yeah. Listen, that vehicle running on 87 gas for sure. That is not 93. That is not 93 premium. You know what I mean?
The craziest thing is with the yard thing is the only way he can win this fight down the stretch is if he lands punches early and he hurts Benavidez and he's able to get Benavidez respect. He has to then fight that fight off the back foot, trying to be a back foot counter puncher.
And
Because
that ain't gonna work.
because for me, if he tries to stay in the pocket with Benavidez, he's gonna get overwhelmed. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
You kind of have to do. You remember when Boachuk fought Virgil and he just pot shot him and landed punches in between the shots, or Kelly Pavlik, Jermaine Taylor. You know, you kind of just got to pick your punches because if you try to stick with the volume, you're gonna get overwhelmed. He can't stick with
I
that
agree.
volume. He ain't even can't.
Yeah,
He just can't stick with the volume.
it's like I said. If it wasn't for the gas tank, I would seriously consider Yard winning this fight. If this was a 6 round fight, I would probably take Yard. Um, Even if it's a 10, I might give him a shot. But 12, nah. I think Benavidez is gonna win the fight.
You think
If I'm
Benavidez
Ben,
might get dropped in this fight? Because we saw him dropped in his last fight. You think he might get?
I can see Benavidez getting dropped in this fight because this is natural power at 175 pounds. It's just like I said earlier. That jump from 40 to 47 is a monster. That jump from 68 to 75 is something different. You might as well say you feeling heavyweight power. You go from 68 to 75. That's why my guy Jesse Hart, big shout out to Jesse, always said like I like Jesse at 68 versus 75 because at 68 you're not getting hit by the heavyweight guys. 75 they're rehydrating probably to 200 or they're very close to
What
200.
people don't understand is because there's such a big gap between light heavy and cruiserweight. This remember it's 175 to 200. Any small cruiserweight's going to light heavyweight. Any
For
small
sure.
cruiserweight's going to light heavyweight. So
Right.
that you pretty much got cruiserweights in there like heavyweight. You look at someone like Yard, Beterbiev, like, and this is the thing that people forget. He hurt Kovalev and he hurt Beterbiev. His
I,
coach is what lost him those fights.
yeah. Yeah.
His
Not
coach is
him.
what lost him
Not
those
him.
fights.
Yeah, it's a very interesting fight and like I said, like even if it was a 10 round fight, I would have to really seriously consider Yard. But the fact that it's 12, even if Yard has an ideal first 6 rounds, um, that back half of the fight is going to be brutal. That back half of the fight is going to be brutal, and if
He might need to
Benavidez is
get a heart
disciplined,
transplant like Zhang did. Remember when Zhang, bro, when that second half of the fight goes, bro, his gas tank's gonna be gone.
yeah,
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 he's going to go to the body too, man. Like them body shots,
I
that's
hope
really going to put
Benavidez
Yard
don't
out
do
of
that
breath, man.
early. I hope Benavidez don't go to the body early. If I'm Benavidez, I ain't throwing any body shots early.
nope, not early.
Because the truth is, Yard's gonna get tired anyway. You trying to
Yeah,
trade a body shot for a headshot, as Jeff always says, that's a terrible exchange rate, especially early, bro.
He work
yeah.
hard. He works hard in the gym, but once you're in the ring with somebody that's actually hitting back, as hard as Benavidez hits, yeah, it's a different story, man.
I don't know if
Hey,
Benavidez hits that hard at 75, bro. At
I
68, he
don't
might have
think
been right. But at
68 he
75,
cracked.
he didn't even crack and he didn't even look like he's cracking at 75.
Yeah, I don't know if he's cracking it. I don't know if he's cracking like that at 75. Obviously at 75 you could probably feel his shots, but Yard gas tank is so bad. Like it's like that man, that gas light probably come on, you'd be like, God damn, I could have sworn I just filled this tank up. Like shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
That
crazy.
gas
But
tank
that's
lights flashing before you leave the station. You like
yeah, that's that shit. He got a gas tank, make you go to an electric car. Get him a Tesla. You know what I mean? No gas for sure.
Literally.
1231. Laughing at you, Shane. He said, Yard definitely end with a puncher's chance. If he wobbles David, he will pounce. This is a goodie. It's a good fight. Like it's a good fight. If Yard, this is the only way Yard wins this fight. It's the only way Yard wins this fight. If he gets Benavidez in big trouble, I'm talking big
Early.
trouble,
Early.
early, big trouble, and there's a bad stoppage. I think that's the only way Yard can win this fight.
Or if he gets Benavidez in big trouble early and Benavidez is gun shy from that point, because Benavidez never been rock. You know, like 75 wobbly legs rock. If when you're in that, also, I feel like there's an invaluable experience. Yard's traveled before. He's been to Russia. He's traveled. This is in Saudi. This isn't with all those Mexican fans. This is in Saudi. You get rocked and you're in a strange place. We all of a sudden you find another version. You have to find another version of yourself. So that might contribute. I'm still picking Benavidez, but I don't know.
Are we gonna get a knockdown in this fight?
100%. I'll bet. I'm 100% sure because I can't see if Yard's losing this fight, he's rolling the dice. If Benavidez losing this fight, he's rolling the dice, and they both Yard's gas tank's too shit for him not to get dropped, and Benavidez Yard hits hard, bro. Yard hits hard. Like Yard does hit hard. He doesn't. He's not pillow fisted.
You know, Yard might just have to. He might just have to. You know, you know how Hearns and Hagler fought the first 2 rounds, and it was
Yeah, you might be right
just.
about that. You might be right.
I
That's a
I
good
think
point.
Yard best chance is the blitz Benavidez first 4 rounds and roll the dice.
Hagler Hearn style. Yeah,
Hagler
facts,
Hearn style. If
facts,
he don't get him out of there in
facts.
4 rounds, just try to make it look good for fans. You know what I mean?
Literally,
Like,
I'd be like,
yeah,
bro, that's a great point. Blitz this dude in the first 6 rounds, hit him
I
with
would say
everything
blitzing.
you got.
Yeah, blitz him, give it everything you got. And then if he's still standing there after 6, all you can do is be like, oh man, I tried. You know what I mean? Unless he find a gas tank somewhere. But you usually don't find it at an older age. Because Yard's like in
Yeah,
his 30s, right?
33,
33?
and he's had some tough fights as well, bro. He's had some tough fights, bro.
Yeah, they don't sell stamina on the shelves. Not on in the on the not on the legal shelves anyway. You know what I
Literally,
mean?
you better go get that Ryan pack or the Reynoso
Yeah,
pack or
that Ryan
something.
pack. Yeah. 1231. 1230, you cooking tonight. You in the chat. Said what the heck is Andrade doing? Dude been inactive since lost to Benavidez. Would love to see Demetrius India versus Plant or a Charlo, but needs work ASAP because it's time running away on him. I so 1231. Under normal circumstances, I would usually agree with you, but a lot of these guys that hasn't been in the ring a long time, I don't want to see them back in the ring against a known fighter and we get a crappy fight. Like I need to see them in the ring against somebody. Show me that you still got it. So I'm not wasting my time. So let's just take what you put down. Let's just say they give us Andrade and Charlo. The whole build up is going to be this fight should have happened 8 years ago, and the build up is going to be annoying to me. And then if
It's
the
gonna
fight
be
is
like a
annoying
Kell
too,
Brook Amir Khan fight.
yeah, like I don't want that. I actually need him to get in the ring with somebody that has a pulse. Show me that you still got it. Show me that you still want to fight.
Yeah.
And then I will invest like my time into a fight like a Andre versus Plant or Andre versus Charlo. I'm just not you're not gonna get up off the couch after a couple years and get my attention. Like I'm just not like I value my time a little more now than I did probably 2, 3 years ago. Like I'm just, you're not gonna steal my time. And I'm an Andrade fan, Shane. You already know that. You know what
So
I'm saying?
Andrade's my guy,
I'll
bro.
say this, man.
I really rate Andrade. I mean, his fighting style is so underappreciated, but
Yeah.
Andrade's a prime example of what when boxing goes wrong. When
Hmm.
boxing goes wrong, he's like a prime case of what he achieved and what he should have achieved and who he is and what era he was in. You think about the fact that he was in the Charlo era. He was with the likes of Danny Jacobs, Golovkin, Canelo, Saunders. Callum Smith, all of these dudes, Benavidez, and he never really got a lot of marquee fights. It's when boxing goes wrong, bro.
That's man.
Yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna
Go ahead,
add,
Lester.
man, that I saw an interview and Andre said this wasn't an excuse, but he was saying leading up to the Benavidez fight, how his brother and his mom were in the same hospital. Like his brother was on one floor and then his mom was on the other floor, and he had to like go through camp. He would go to the hospital and then he would go through camp, and he said that was weighing on his mom,
I I
his brother and his
I
mom in the
I,
hospital.
I don't believe that I don't believe that didn't happen, but I don't think that made a difference because if you go and watch that fight back, Demetrius Andrade probably gave the best account of himself for the first 4 rounds, bro. Benavidez was getting lit up like a Christmas tree. That dude was getting hit with 4, 5, 6 Go. I would advise anybody, please go and watch the first 4 rounds of that fight. Andrade was throwing some punches on Benavidez. He was backing He got that game plan right perfectly. He Watch the first 4 rounds of that fight. Please. Don't take my word for it. Just go and watch it. Bro, Andrade was lighting this dude up. And then he got caught with a shot that changed the fight. And as Jeff said, he was fighting at a weight that he shouldn't be fighting at. Because those punches hit different. Those punches hit different up there.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. Um, if anything, Andrade was motivated. Like that might have been the best 4 round performance Andrade actually put on in his
Ever.
career. I'm
Facts.
talking
Facts.
offensively. Like, I mean, he's landing a bunch of shots and he's pivoting out. He's getting out of the way of the smoke. I
Please
like
go and watch
you
that
couldn't
fight. Please.
you couldn't script it no better than what Andrade did with Benavidez the
And
first four
why it was
rounds.
so interesting is because in the corner he had Andre Rozier in the corner. And I remember that was the first fight him and Andre Rozier was working together. And I'm like, bro, Andre got this game plan perfect. Like, bro, I beg someone go watch that fight
I,
back.
and you
Bro,
know
it
what
was
happened when you watch that fight after the first 4 rounds, and it's another thing with fighters too. Fighters get drunk off of success. They get drunk off of success in the ring, and you have to determine whether you're gonna have a long night at the office or not. And I think what happened with Andrade, he was having so much success in the first 4 rounds. He was like, "Oh, Benavidez trash. I got him. I got him." And don't when you have a fight like that and you have so much success in the first 4 rounds, because I mean you can make the case. I mean, Andrade's up 4-0. He's up
I,
4-0.
yeah.
I had him
It,
up 4-0.
me as
He's
well.
up he's up 4-0 in that fight. But you gotta think, okay, I gotta fight for the long haul. So yes, you're having success, but you gotta have respect for Benavidez as well. You're not gonna be able to get away with that for the full 12. You're not gonna be able to get away with that for the full 12. So the great fighters, what would have happened is after them first four, now you know Benavidez is gonna start pressing. Now, pot shots.
Bro,
That
for
jab to
the
the
for the
chest,
next 2, 3 rounds, I would have just moved. I would have just used my legs, bro.
jabs, movement, and pot shots. If he'd have did that for round 5 and round 6, and then went back to what he was doing from 7 on, it's a possibility he wins that fight. But Andrade ain't never looked that good in the first 4 rounds of any fight.
Bro,
It's- he was
I was
cooking.
I remember
He
watching
was
that
cooking.
fight with my brother, and I thought Benavidez is a load of shit. I was looking at Benavidez like he was just trash, bro. I'm like, this dude is getting pivoted on. He's getting like he was literally getting dunked on. And I'm like, bro, what is am I in a parallel universe? Why is Benavidez getting hit with these shots so comfortably? And
Right,
then,
right,
and
right, right.
then that fight just switched. It reminded me of when Canelo fought Amir Khan, and Amir Khan was just
Mm-hmm.
dancing around this dude, and then Canelo just pulled that one hit a quitter, bang. Amir Khan was done.
Bro, it's crazy because I'm glad you brought up Andrade because I'm like, this is another reason why I need to see him back in the ring just to see if he still got it. Because when you take a loss like that, there's the physical and then there's the mental. That's why when people talk about Earl Spence and if he's coming back, I really don't care if he's coming back or not. But if he does come back, I don't want to see him come back and fight a Fundora. I don't want to see him come back and fight a Virgil Ortiz. I want to see him come back and fight somebody that I know if you beat him, okay, cool, we got something. I'll give you this. If Spence wants to come back, fight a Erickson Lubin. If you're back, and if Lubin is who they say he is,
Maybe someone like Tim Zoo, not Erickson Lubin. Maybe someone like Tim Zoo. Erickson Lubin is washed, bro.
he is washed. But what did Spence did at 154 though?
Nothing.
Does he even have pop at 154?
Bro, every question mark you can ask about Spence is justified. Every single question. You can ask
But that's
every question.
why but that's why I said a Lubin. Only because with Lubin, okay, Lubin just got stopped, right? Lubin has a name, so they'll be able to get away with it. Also, you know what? Lubin talking about something. He going up to 160. Scratch that. I'll do a Tim Zoo. I'll do a Tim Zoo. You know what? Give me a Tony Harrison. Give me a Tony Harrison.
Tony
Give me
Harrison will
Errol
be good.
Spence.
Tony
Give me
Harrison will be the only thing about Tony Harrison will be a safe bet because Tony Harrison ain't gonna knock you out and make you worry about your chin.
but
He
Tony's
will
gonna
give you the rounds as well. Tony Harrison will be
older
good.
but older Tony Harrison ain't really moving around. He right in front of you. He right in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I
He
remember
right in
when
front of
Tony
it.
Harrison fought Tim Zoo. I watched that
His,
fight. I was like, Tony Harrison, you are an embarrassment, bro. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was
Tony
terrible,
Harrison
man.
last yeah, Tony
Yeah,
Harrison last fight. He
he was
was
slumped over the ropes, getting caught with
yeah.
them big shots. Man, that was bad.
I mean, I know J Rock's at 160, but I mean, that would have been a
J
good fight
Rock's
for Errol
another.
as well.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that I would want to see Earl fight just to let me know
Maybe,
that
bro. What do you think of this, bro? I know you might laugh at this, but um this is Blunt's guy. What about him versus Liam Smith? Beefy. Someone like I don't know.
I'm cool
That
with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. There's plenty of fighters that Earl can fight that has a name, but is kind of on a lower level or possibly on the downside to let me know if Earl's serious. Because when you got guys like this, you're not going to steal my time and steal my money if you coming back to go get a bag. If you trying to come back and get a bag, work at Walmart. I don't want to see you on my TV screen stealing my goddamn time and stealing my damn money. You know what I'm saying? Earl, I got a
Hey,
lot of respect for Spence, but Spence is gonna have to show me that he's actually ready to come back and actually fight. I'm sick and tired of these dudes. They sitting around for 3, 4 years and then come back when when the pockets is getting low. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can give my time and energy to some of these young fighters that's on the come up and they
that's that
hungry.
Adrian Broner blueprint, bro. As soon as the money starts running out and that stripper bill gets high, bro, them child support bills get high, bro.
He said the stripper bill get high.
what
Yeah,
about Andre,
Broner.
bro? What about
Hmm?
Andre and Spence? Was Andre 154 or 160?
Now he's very fight 68. His last fight was at 68 against
Yeah, but
Benavidez.
what was his normal weight class?
His
Was
normal
it
60.
weight was
150?
54. His normal
No, his
weight was
What
first
about
54.
weight
what
class
about
was
Spencer? What
54.
about Spence and Andre?
No, Andrade ain't making 54 now. That was like 10
But is
years
Spence
ago.
making 54?
Bro, he's saying he's made. Well, that's a good question. See, I told you every
I
question about
listen.
Spence is
I seen
justified.
I seen some I seen some Spence picks, and I don't know if they were recent, but if they were recent, he looked like he had some of Mama's cooking. I didn't see one.
When you,
I didn't see 154 in them picks.
when you say
I,
he's closer to a Jake Paul opponent.
yeah. I mean, he looked like he could fight Caleb Plant more so than somebody at 54. But yeah, I think there's a lot of fights out there for Spence for sure. Said Yard harder puncher and Benavidez. This guy jumps in late. Ivan
My God.
Robinson, what is
Oh
going
my God.
on?
I
Oh
mean,
my God. Big
yo, man,
salute.
I apologize. I was out all day with the wife, and I just happened to come to the market with her, and something said, "Go through your phone." I go through your phone, and I see you guys on. How y'all
Big
guys doing,
salute,
man?
bro. Big
Hey,
salute, bro. Big
bro,
salute.
listen, I like you a legend, like
No, man,
for
stop all
sure.
that, no, man.
I
Just a
no,
regular dude.
listen,
Uh,
you a
all right,
legend. Hey,
whilst we're here, let's not waste any time. I want to get your
you
prediction for Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin
Oh,
Haney. I want to
man,
get your prediction.
talk
look,
to us.
yeah,
Talk to us.
you might not like my predict. It's a bunch of predictions that can happen in this fight, man. One, I really haven't seen Brian Norman fight that much, but every time I seen him or seen clips of him, he knocking somebody out. So evidently the guy got some decent power. And I've been watching Devin Haney for God knows how long. You know, Devin Haney is very smart, man. Don't get it twisted. Devin Haney is very smart. I think he has a little better IQ than Brian Norman too. So I'm expecting Devin Haney to get hit with some big shots, but I'm not expecting Devin Haney to go away though. I'm expecting him to be right there and do some of the things that he's always done, man. Hit, hold, get out the way, make Brian Norman fall over some shots, trying to hit him and countering off of it. I think it's gonna be a great fight though. I really do. So I'm edging with Devin Haney.
Hey, coach. Quick question because we was talking about this earlier. Do you think Haney has like a fundamental problem with the left hook, with the lead left hook, or do you think that was just a Ryan Garcia thing?
And two things come out of that too. Of course, we all know that Ryan Garcia has a great left hook. I mean, a great left hook. I'm just wondering how fast it is. And I believe that it can be stopped. I believe that it can be countered. I exactly think that you cannot get hit with it, but you have to be on point with doing what you're doing. You can't get lackadaisical in there with a guy like that. You can't get lackadaisical in any fight. So you have to be on top of your game at all time and get ready. Um, Now I don't think it's nothing that nobody can really be too much worried about. Hasn't Ryan Garcia moved up in weight now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they both at
Okay.
47. They
So,
both at
so
47.
now we so now we really see how quick Ryan Garcia hook is and how much power he's taking to that 147, 140 pound
147.
weight class. Whatever it is.
147. 147.
Hey,
And then
and and
you got a lot of big hitters in 147, man. A lot of big hitters.
hey, coach, and you notice because you moved up in weight like in your career. Like, can you explain like that jump from 40 to 47? Like, how big of a jump that is for a fighter?
But it depends on you. It depends on how you hold your weight. Can you withstand the pressure of losing the weight? And sometimes people don't understand you do lose power. It does exhaust you. It does make you feel tired at times where you don't want. But I would say that's anyway. But we talk about 47. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, you get exhausted. You try to make weight all the time. You constantly beating yourself up to get the weight down. Then when you finally get the weight down, you done did so much absorbing by getting yourself down to that weight that it really takes a lot of time for you to get back in physical fit form and be ready. Like a lot of people think just because if you got a rehydration clause in your contract, guys think that you can rehydrate overnight. Sometimes you can, But in other times you can. If you're fighting a 12 round fight and you've been losing weight forever, and then you finally make the weight the night of the fight, but you fight the next night for the fight, you're not recuperating. You're not recouping all 100% of your power back. You might be lucky if you get half of it back. Somewhere along the line, you're gonna die out. Either your punching power gonna run, your speed gonna run, or your flexibility gonna go. You're not gonna be moving as sharp as you used to. You're not gonna be able to get out the way of shots. Something's gonna go. And trust me, a fighter that knows about it, knows what it is about that.
I can't even be on for too much longer. Obviously, there's a massive time difference. I'm in the UK, but I want to ask you, obviously, your final prediction on Benavidez Yard. Obviously that fight's also tomorrow as well. So, what's your prediction on that?
I mean, right now, to be honest with you, Benavidez is probably a real hot prospect. I mean, he's up there. He's up at the top with Boots and Shakur and Devin and all those guys. Um, I think actually, it's just my opinion because you only asked for my opinion. I think that Benavidez actually took some time to himself in his camp and with his family and well, not his family, I mean his team rather. That's his family. His team. I really think he took some time. He sat back and he really sat down and watched what it is to become a boxer because Benavidez don't do nothing but jump on you and throw a lot of punches. I think he gets to the point he's getting older. He can't. He can't max. I can tell you that at a certain age, you don't max what you used to do when you were young. Like all them punches I was throwing with Gaddy, I can't throw them damn punches no more. You know what I'm saying? So I know Benavidez got to slow down some. But what makes Benavidez still dangerous is he can punch. People don't think he can punch, but he can punch. Um, I think he actually took time to go back to the drawing board, learn more upper head movement. I don't know if his feet were gonna get any better because a lot of times you don't go into boxing with bad feet and then all of a sudden you have great feet. That don't happen. So I don't really see him too much becoming too much of a
You
boxer.
think the travel will cause him a problem? Like the fact that he's traveling all the way to Saudi in a new
Yeah,
country, you think that will cause him a problem?
yeah. Sometimes that does cause a fighter problem. Like when I went to spar with Constance Zoo and over in Sydney, Australia. The first week I was there, man, I thought I was gonna die because I couldn't get myself together. I was running, I run like a half a mile and I would die. I was like, damn, what's going on? It's sunny and hot out here. I should be able to be amused to it, but no, I just didn't. But I think Benavidez, what's gonna keep him around is his power. That's what's gonna help him keep him around. But with Yard coming on and pressuring him, uh, I want to see if Benavidez can punch off his back foot.
Mm,
That's a
That's
good point.
one.
mm,
That's a real
Yeah,
good point.
that's a good point.
I mean, come on, man. Look at all his fights. We can't say he do the same thing. It's just that he was always been a pressure fighter. You know what I'm
And he's
saying?
the biggest, stronger fighter.
Yeah,
I
he ain't
know.
had to go. He ain't had to go back. He ain't had to keep his hands up. A lot of times when he was on the inside, he got off first. He didn't worry about guys punching back at him because guys was so much worried about his defense. But now, what's gonna happen when you get backed up? When you going in another atmosphere, and you working against that, and you got to do all the things that you need to do to stay on top. I want to see how well he is off his back foot. If he knocked Yard out off his back foot, I might disappear. Y'all might not never catch me again.
Hey, coach, last question because we gonna get up out of here. If you're Haney,
Uh,
what are you telling him to do to win this fight?
it might sound funny coming from me because I wasn't that type of guy. But like I said before, Devin Haney has a good jab. He probably has one of the best jabs out there right now. He can if he can offset Brian Norman with his jab, he need to throw combinations. I know y'all ain't gonna like me with this. That joker need to hold. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, and sometimes tapes speak volumes of certain fighters, and then sometimes tapes don't speak volumes of fight. Like for instance, when I fought Gaddy, when they called me for the Gaddy fight, I took the fight, but I didn't really think about watching the fight because I seen Gaddy a couple fights before, so I knew the fight. But when I actually went and sat down and watched the fight, and I seen him fight Gabriel Ruelas. I was like, man, I'm in the motherfucking war zone. I don't know what the hell to do. But I was just so accustomed, and everybody knew that I was a great boxer. That's the only thing that I worried about the whole time in camp was just boxing, boxing, boxing. If Devin Haney goes out there with that mind frame that he's gonna box, punch, and hold, he can get away with it. He get away with it. As long as Brian Norman don't catch him with nothing flush or clean and hard, then it'd be a different story. But one thing I just hope Devin don't do, because we all do it. I did it too in the Getty fights. I did it in the Jesse James they have fight. I did it in the Chavez fight. Excuse my expression, we don't get big balls. He don't go out there and try to please the crowd, please us, please the sports writer, and go out there and run something that's going to end his career.
Hey, before we roll up out of here, I just got one last question. And I remember we talked about this a while ago, might have been over a year ago. How quick did HBO call you after you beat Gotti?
How quick they call me? They ain't let me get out my dressing room. I mean, they let me go in, but they didn't let me come out. And then when I did get out, I mean, I had Jim Lampley, I had Brian, hold up, Jim Lampley. Who was this other guy? I forgot his other guy, but it don't matter. I had Jim Lampley. I had damn, what's the dude name? The guy from New York, the matchmaker. He's a promoter from New York, the big guy. I forget his name, but they was just knocking all on my door, having wanting a rematch fight, and I guess the guys doing the same thing with these guys too. It's just that it's different from when I was coming up. When I was coming up, and when I came up, they kind of like said certain things, but nowadays they like throwing these things at these fighters. Like they throwing millions of dollars at these guys, saying, "Yo, we want y'all guys to fight just that." And some of the guys are taking them, some of the guys are avoiding them and saying they want more money. It's just totally different now, guys, than what it was when I was coming out.
Yeah. Hey, coach, we gonna get on out of here. I'm jumping. We jumping back on Sunday. So if you wanna, I'll
Got you.
shoot you a link, and
Got
we
you.
can chop it up.
Yeah,
All
bro.
right.
100%. It's
Got
always a pleasure. It's always a
Hey,
pleasure.
man,
Man,
it's a pleasure.
yeah, man. It's a pleasure, me guys, talking to you. And please stop that bullshit, man. What I'm, I'm a good
Bro,
friend,
listen.
and I'm
Hey,
a
hey,
good my
hey,
friend. Come on, man.
hey,
I do.
hey, coach.
For me, Jeff will tell you. I've got magazines in my house, old school magazines with you on it,
I
like
listen.
for the Gatti
That's
fight, bro.
what, but
I
that's
got
why I
many.
said you might be a regular guy, but you got legend status. You understand what I'm saying? The stuff you was doing in that ring, you got people right now that are watching. I showed my son your fight with Gotti. Like I got my son in the boxing now, and that was one of the fights that I showed him. So
I appreciate
you
it.
might be a regular guy to you a legend to us at the end of the day, man.
Thank you. I
Always
appreciate it,
remember
guys.
that.
Always. Man, and
Always
always
remember
remember,
that.
y'all always believe me. All you gotta do is call me, and I'm there no matter what.
Yeah, Sunday we cooking up. We gonna watch these
Dope,
fights
dope.
tomorrow, man. It's gonna be
Okay.
great, man. But
All
I'll definitely get with you and we'll chat Sunday, okay?
right. Y'all guys
Uh,
take care. Thanks again.
All right, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Ivan Robinson, man.
Dope.
We going. Let me just Shane. I promise you, 2 minutes. We out of here. Um, hold on. 12:31. Maybe Andre losing time trying to get a big fight for a big bag. I agree, Jeff. Andre needs activity ASAP, tune-ups to stay active and stay in the public eye, build up to the bigger fights. I agree. Um, let me see. Compliment King said, peace. What's going on with you, family? Um, 12:31. He said, I wanted to see Andre versus Canelo for 160. Bro, we ain't gonna get into that. Me and Shane was talking about that, bro. Canelo just yeah. He said, Jeff, I agree. Get a tune up, Earl. Jamel too. Andre already said he can't shrink back to 160. Said Jamel versus Jamel would have been at a catch weight at least that time I checked. I'm cool with catch weight fights too. Whatever works, man. Norman, Judah, big shout out to you, player. Said Norman Sr. told Brian when he was getting beat up by Randall He said you'll figure it out. Tim Bradley said if he can't get on the inside, what else does he have? To be honest with you, bro, that's why it's crazy that he's a favorite in the fight.
Just about to put a grip.
I'm about to I got about well, Shane, we got to talk about that off camera. I don't want to talk about what I'm putting out there. Judah said, Tim said that boy look ordinary. I listen, that's what makes that fight so interesting. Norman versus Haney. And then the Yarde Benavidez fight is interesting as well. The Abdullah Mason fight is interesting. It's just this is a great card. It's a great card. Why is this the best card of the year?
Yeah, it's definitely 100%.
Salute to the panel and chat. I'm here in North Australia. We got Cyclone bearing down on us, but at least I catch this fire card tomorrow at home. Later, gang. Hey, 1231, man. Make sure you following Shane. Following Ty Finney, the legend, and myself on social media. We'll be back on Sunday. Probably what's that? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock your time, Shane. So we can definitely talk about the fights. Hopefully I can gather the people that I was supposed to see in here. But I'm glad Ivan Robinson pulled up, man. Big shout out to Ivan Robinson. Big shout out to Coach Ali as well. I'm mad that Coach Ali and Ivan Robinson didn't get the link
That would
up.
have been dope. That would
have been epic.
It's
But
obviously
hopefully,
good to be back on the channel. Obviously,
yeah.
I've been doing a lot of content elsewhere, but obviously this is always like me and Jeff are like from way back. Me and Jeff,
the thing that's funny.
You know?
Hey, legend, real quick, bro. And this is like my fault. Shane, so I put the poster up. I'm like, yo, I'm back. Shane says, am I invited? I'm like, what? Like, like you get first dibs at the table. You know what I mean?
Obviously,
I'm like, you get first dibs at the table.
So long.
I know it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? But just you'll always have you, legend, blunt. Like y'all will always have first seats at the table that'll never change. I don't care how long you go without hearing from me. Y'all will always have first seats at the table, and then there's everybody else. So nothing will ever change that. And we got a new podcast. I mean, we done went over 2 hours, and I really wasn't sure how long we was going to be on today. I didn't know who was coming on, who wasn't. But this was fun, for sure. We'll be back Sunday. Like I said, Shane, probably like 4 or 5 o'clock your time. Legend ran 11:12 noon our time, and we got the other card too, Legend.
Jetta Promotions.
The Jetta Promotions card. We're going to talk about that too. That's gonna be a long ass show on Sunday, but I'm looking forward to it though. Hey Shane, give them your social media and all that, player.
I Shane is #1 is my Instagram, but obviously content that I do outside of Jeff's channel, Only Facts Sports. That's where you can find me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, legend, give them your social media, bro, and shout out some of the interviews you've done too.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook, Ty Finney, Instagram, The Legend 3347, and the last couple of interviews I did was Donis Wilkin out of Delaware and Aaron Thompson out of I believe he's out of Washington. Yeah, he's out of Washington. Yeah, he just won a little title, so salute to him.
Washington, DC or Washington State?
No, Washington State. He's from out that way.
He out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he out west. Yeah,
he out Midwest. Yeah, he out west.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't hear about so many boxes out of that area.
Facts, yo. So that's why I'm glad I got that locked in with him. So he's doing great things, man.
That's what's up. Hey man, y'all can find me, man. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everything G5 Jeff TV, man. I couldn't have asked for a better first episode. The reason, like real quick, like the reason why I came up with Throw the Hook is really because like it kind of personifies like not only boxing but us. Like when we get on the screen, like we ain't throwing no jabs. We ain't throwing no jabs and pot shots. We throwing hooks and haymakers, but it comes with intelligence on top of it. So I feel like it was only fitting that we move forward with that. So we will be back Sunday around 11 or 12 Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna put the poster up, but it's gonna be a reaction to all of the fights from this card, the Jetta Promotions card. We're gonna show them some love too. And hopefully we can get a couple special guests on as well, man. So on behalf of Ty Finney, the legend, VP Shane, big shout out to Blunt. We love you, big bro. Hope to talk to you soon. Coach Ali for stopping through, and Ivan Robinson for stopping through as well, man. So on behalf of the staff, man, we're gonna see y'all Sunday.
Peace.